some of you who have just joined, what we have been doing for past 2 sessions is we configured Arduino, tried to program some devices, had a look at some basic payloads. Uh, in this session, we'll have a look at some advanced payloads. If we have time, then maybe at the source code, how we can change them or customize them as per our usage. And we talked about Cautelia, the toolkit, which allows you to answer some questions. It's sort of menu-driven program. It asks you something, you enter the option, and then it generates a payload for you, copy it to the device, and use it. So I think we should get started. Again, it's a sort of continuation to previous talk. So just to keep everyone on the same ground, we are talking about Teensy, which is a USB human interface device, which can be programmed as a keyboard. When you connect it to a system after programming, it types out whatever you wish. And we are looking at the payloads of a toolkit called Cautelia, which allows you to use it easily without really programming it. So let's get started. Let's have a look at some advanced payloads. For example, this hash term. This payload currently pulls power dump script from a Metasploit thing from pastebin, schedules it as a task, and on Windows 7 machines, obviously, and upload the hashes again back to pastebin. So there are some catches when you try to run something as a system in Windows 7 machine. The only way I found it was as an administrator, schedule it as a task to run in system privileges. So let's have a quick look at this thing. Many of you told me that I have not included in README how to run this toolkit. So if you download it from code.google.com/p/Cautelia, extract it, you'll get into this folder, go to lib, run this. So let's have a quick look at this hash dump payload, 11th one. So this payload uses power dump script from Metasploit to dump password hashes from victim. Right now, you have to manually upload the script to pastebin. It's downloaded. A task is scheduled because it requires system privileges. You can't even do it with administrative privileges or an elevated shell. So it needs system privileges to dump hashes. After the script is executed, the hashes are uploaded back to pastebin as a private paste. So you need to have a username, a password, that is an account on pastebin to paste private paste. So is it visible to back? No? Okay. Shall I increase the font size or is it okay? Where is it actually? I don't know. Anyone knows where is it actually? Oh, thank you. Is it visible now? Better? Thank you. So we need to provide the pastebin URL where our where Metasploit's power dump script is residing. So I have this here. So we enter the URL. The sample one is the same. And now it asks for the name of the task. Could be whatever. Let's say it's test BHEU. Username for the Pastebin account, I'm using this one, which is a test account. Right now, the password will be in plain text here. Will be sorted out soon. I don't know how I forgot that thing. It's just enter the password. When you have to paste a private paste, you need a unique developer API key from Pastebin, which you can get in your account. Okay, so now we have a PDE file in the output folder, which we need to copy to our device, and we'll hopefully get the hashes from victim. I'm sorry, I have to use a XP machine because of some circumstances, so be with me. May I have the device, please? I lent it to somebody. May I have this?
Yes, of course.
Thank you. This is the Arduino development environment where we, these are called sketches, where we program our sketches. So let's quickly copy this one. Oh, not this one. This one. Compile it. And let's connect it to a victim. So it opens a command prompt with elevated privileges. This is the delay, 10 seconds delay before the UAC prompt, 10 seconds after that. You can adjust this. I'm working on this thing. Many of you have already told me that this is quite visible. Obviously, yes, it is on a victim machine. So I'm working on minimizing this command prompt so it's less visible, using the same font color on same background color. I think I forgot exit here. Okay, I'll program it later on. So now if you see in the private paste, I won't get it. Okay, I have to try it again. I think something went wrong. Okay, let me try it again. I hope I have the username and password correct. Yes. Oh, it's already there. I don't know why. Okay, I'll check it out. Let's move on to next payload. Maybe some problem in the payload, I don't know. Okay. Okay, so let's have a look at this one, the next one, which keylogs. Again, it's a keylogger written in PowerShell, which is typed out onto the victim machine, and it uploads keylogs as a private paste again to pastebin. So let's upload it in an interval of 10 seconds. The key. And it's generated. Let's quickly copy it and hope this works. Let's connect it to the victim. So it is stripping out a lot of things. Let's say this is a secret, or maybe okay. So this should work. To use this, you have to, because we have to type as less as we can, and we're already typing a lot. So we'll be passing these keys on our local machine. So we have two uploads from the victim. A lot of it would be the commands which Teensy typed itself. So let's see if we have something useful. For this, you need to use a PowerShell script called parse keys or key parse. Okay, it's there in the extras folder. It's in the extras folder of Cordelia. So you have to do some work to get this working. Enter the thing into data.txt, and we'll get the output in logged keys. So let's have a look. Logged keys. So we have this thing, this garbage is because of what Teensy quickly typed out and logged itself. So what I'm trying to do is now first the keylogger will, first the script will start and then keylogger will start, so that it won't keylog itself, because they create something unuseful. But for example, this is, we can get something out of it. This is a secret, it says. And I think I tried to open a notepad somewhere. Here it is. So makes sense somehow, but because it logs itself, it puts a lot of garbage over here. So yes, you can use it as a raw keylogger sort of thing. Uh, Not that useful, which how keyloggers are generally are. But yes, it's in PowerShell. It's not flagged. If I can even more optimize this thing, this could be really useful. Okay, these two, if we got time, then we'll have a look at it. Now, wireless rogue AP. So Windows 7 actually have a nice feature which allows you to host networks on itself, called hosted network feature. So using that, what we'll try to do, we'll open up a wireless hosted network on a Windows 7 machine, add a user, open telnet. Why telnet? Because it's disabled by default on Windows 7. So it is something which flags, but no one notices it. That is, yeah, telnet on Windows machine, who cares? So I need a little setup time for that thing. Need to connect a wireless card to the victim. So it's a victim with a regular wireless connection, and here we select wireless rogue AP option. Again, since we are doing something with obviously with privileges, so you would need that victim should be logged in as a privileged user. In this case, we'll add a user with password we have been using for long. Now it asks for SSID, which would be hosted on the machine. Let's say it's workshop AP. The key, and the output is generated. So now let's very quickly copy it and try to use it. Oh, lots of wires. Lots of things are commented out. I don't know why. So what we're doing, we using these commands, we open up a hosted network there, and using these things, we configure telnet, add it to the firewall exception list and all that. Oh. it's taking a lot of time. Maybe these delays can sometime break your program if you are unable to guess this thing. Yes, it broke it because we are unable to actually enter the SSID. Wow. I need to reconnect it. Come on. Yeah. Oh. I think this is broken. Okay. We'll have a look at something which I'm testing right now actually. Because this thing actually opens up a hosted network, adds a user in something. Why don't we do something like open up a hosted network and starts I'll say a bind meterpreter session using that thing. So I have actually tested that thing recently. Let's see if that works. This one. Because if I connect this to the victim, let's see if this works. Okay, so it's started the hosted network. Added the default port of a meterpreter to the Windows firewall exception list. There are no exits in this right now. It's quite visible. This is the code being typed out. It will be executed into memory. It's a nice trick by Matt from Exploit Monday. So we should have a bind meterpreter listener on port 444. Let's check it out. So what should be the R host in this case? Because we don't know the IP address. So for that we need to connect to the hosted network, which is this one. Let's get connected. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, someone doesn't get a shell before me. Oh, no, not to this one. It takes time. I don't know why to connect to a hosted network, at least on the same machine. So if someone else can connect to this test 21 and take a quick shell of my machine, I would be more than happy. But don't try it yet because it's a small AP. Okay, so is it connected? Oh no. Can you guys see that test 21? A wireless network, can you see it? Loads of automatic connections. Can someone see it? Test 21 now.
Yes.
You can.
What was the password again?
It was, let me try once. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Try once if.
It says unable to connect.
Mm-hmm.
When I tried, it says unable to connect. Just 21.
The key, what's the key you entered?
1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Should be able because it's there listening. If someone else has tried out,
Yes. Does not work.
it does not work. Now, I think demo goats are not with me. Lots of demo fails. So the key, oh, sorry, the key was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm so sorry. Even I'm entering the wrong key. Then let me try first. I don't want you to get shell of my let it be test machine. One, two, three, four, 5, 2, 4, 5. Are you able to connect? Just try it out. No, you're not?
No.
Well, just strange. Could someone please try it out quickly if you're able to connect or not?
What was the key again?
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it works, I swear. I don't know why it's not working. I know. Okay, if we're able to connect, we'll have a look at it. Let's move forward. Okay, one more thing I hope this works is this payload browses to, let's say you have hosted a Java signed applet exploit, it's quite famous one of Metasploit. So it browses to that and automatically says yes to that. Uh, let's see if this works. Uh, so leave everything as it is. So this is the URL. Is it? Uh, here's the thing. I have to, I think, increase the time here. Let's say, let's put it 40 seconds. Because it's slow. Do we have a request yet? Yes, we do have. So we have an instance of Internet Explorer running which is not visible, and we have made a request to this thing. And there is a delay of 40 seconds. It will wait for 40 seconds to, no, it was not there. Let's try it out again. Was this one, previous ones I know were stable. This one is bound to be unstable because it generally takes a lot of time to for Metasploit to send the applet away or the browser to retrieve it. So let's hope it works this time. I'm sorry. So we have a request again. Yes. I don't know why it's not sending that payload, the jar file. That's bad. Okay, so I still have to, if these works, one is, which I tried it out just now, it's inside that wireless rogue AP thing. It's code execution using PowerShell. The code never touches memory. It's always executed in memory, never touches disk. So let's try out that thing. Uh, for using this connect to hotspot, my 3G is not working. If someone is willing to lend his 3G mobile for a couple of minutes, then I can do this thing. What this do is force the Windows 7 machine to connect to a Wi-Fi hotspot, pulls down some payload from it, and execute it. So this basically bypasses your internet restrictions if whatsoever. If you have a mini hotspot or a mobile hotspot in the vicinity. So prior to that, let's try this out. So this is sort of quite manual work you have to do to use this thing. What this one do is you have to generate some Metasploit's payload, copy it to a directory inside the Cortelia toolkit. It will pick it from there and will execute it. So I have that already. So let's have a quick look at that. Let's have a Metasploit listener on this. Mhm. Or it's a no or something? No. This can't be true. So it's kind of Let me increase the delay. That may be the reason. Generally, this is the reason of the failures of these payloads. Uh, let's make it 10, 10. So let's see if we have something. Not yet. It takes some time. It will get executed eventually, I hope so. I don't know. Okay, I think I have to move forward these demonstrations. All of them are failing. So maybe those guys who were sitting prior to this session, I'm sorry, I have to repeat some demonstrations for those who actually worked in previous sessions. So for example, this one, the forceful browsing one, we have a configured payload here for this thing. Is it working still now? No. Okay. So let's do this one, the forceful browsing one, which browses forcefully to a given URL. Let's quickly host an exploit for I8 over here. Should be configured already? Yes. Let's quickly run it. So let's see if we have something. I think the machine has got, oh, it's lost the network connectivity, I think, maybe because of this Wi-Fi thing. That's why. Oh no. Yeah, so it basically sends the exploit. I don't know, either my test machine is screwed up or something. Okay, I'll leave these things. So let's move on from demos. I don't know, it's a bad day for me. So yeah, so some pen test stories, just to emphasize that this do work. I don't know why the demonstrations didn't work. So it was during internal penetration test of a large media house. The access to the networks was quite restrictive. So I was discussing this with some of you guys during the break, that fortunately the desktops, it is generally a thing everywhere that desktops in library are not locked, and even if they are locked, there are passwords written over there so that everyone can use it. Fortunately there they were running it with the administrative privileges. I don't know why. So we used that one, a payload which attaches command.exe as a debugger to these commands, set etc and utilman. So maybe if we have time, I'll demonstrate it. At least that will work. So whenever on a logged system, after attaching these exes, say you press Shift key 5 times, or window U, this thing. I've tested this in previous session on the machine. It's a log machine. And if you press, for example, after attaching TNC and doing some registry hacks, if you press window U, for example, you get a shell with system level privileges. But to do this, you obviously need admin privileges when you attach the TNC. So this thing was used, and later in the evening, obviously after the office hours, we can access the system and do our stuff. This was done for a telecom company. There we need to do parameter check. So there we use this wireless rogue AP payload. I don't know why exactly it didn't work. It's quite stable one. So we actually sell these devices as we sold these devices as cheap pen drives and all that during the lunch hours. They connected it to the systems. Obviously they didn't work. But within a couple of hours, because it was lunchtime, everybody was eager to test those cheap pen drives. We got some wireless connections, and on some of the machines, it was administrative privileges. We were able to add a user and telnet into them. Because this payload basically adds a user, opens up a hosted network, configures telnet, adds it to the Windows firewall exception list. This was the third one. I have 3 pen test cases with me. The third one was done at a pharma company. We replaced the user's data card, which is used to connect to a 3G or 4G network. we used the cover of data card and replaced it with TNC device because the device is this large only. So the payload was the keylogger thing. Obviously, the data card didn't work after that. So maybe the employee went to the help desk guys connected to it, and they have some nice passwords written in the Excel sheets all over there. So it was good. So defense from these things. This is an interesting thing. Some firm called Cososys or something, they claim that they can block TNC specifically. There was a news article floating around a couple of months back or a month back that they can block this device using endpoint protector. But what they actually did was they were listing it down, or they were identifying TNC with the product ID and vendor ID, which you can very easily change using in TNC. You can find that details on my blog. So this thing doesn't work, just a sales gimmick. But the second thing, group policy in Windows, which prevent installation of hardware devices, this works as of now, because this identifies the device by its driver type. And it's up to now, for me, it was not possible to make TNC to, hide its driver type or something, because if I change its driver type, it won't be detected as a keyboard, and this will fail then. So the limitations with TNC, limited storage. This has been bypassed by SD card. If you attach a SD card, you can copy data from it to the victim, but not from the victim to it. Yes, the second thing, it's inability to read from the system. You have to assume everything that, okay, if I'll type this, there will be a UAC prompt. If there will be a UAC prompt, I have to introduce this much delay, then I'll type this. So you can't read from the system. Couple of people, including me, we have tried to read it using caps and nums, because being a keyboard, TNC can sense caps lock keys, num keys, scroll lock. These keys it can sense. So we've been trying to send data using that thing. It's not possible up to now. So limitations with Cortelia. Many payloads need administrative privileges. Traffic from and to pastebin. You can use your own web servers or Google Docs if you want, but internet connection is required in many cases. Inability to clear it after a single run. That is actually should be there in TNC section. Imagine this: if you found one such device in your environment, you plug it into one of the systems, it typed out something, you are unable to figure it out. You connect it to another one, again you are unable to figure it out. But after a number of runs, definitely you will figure out, okay, it's doing something weird. So if someone starts doing forensic on this thing, he'll definitely catch this thing. Not very stable, as we saw. It's new. I've been working on it to make it more stable, but still it sometimes acts weirdly like it did today. I don't know, maybe it's because of, maybe types are too fast or something. For payloads which use the executables, for example, that download and execute one, for that you need to create a Metasploit payload by yourself, change it to text using a PowerShell script in extras folder, and do it manually and paste it to pastebin. I plan to make this thing automated in future. So yes, improvements with current payloads. If required, then implementation of SD card so that I need not pull many things from pastebin. Using some payload as libraries. For example, we saw that I can merge two things. Unfortunately, that didn't work. That rogue AP hosted network thing and code execution. We can merge them to make a single payload. But right now we have to do it manually. So I plan to make that thing maybe in a sort of GUI or something so that you can drag and drop payloads. Support for non-English keyboards, maybe using ASCII to send out the characters instead of just typing them out. This thing I think is already implemented in Social Engineering Toolkit. Maybe some more Linux payloads and some more payloads which are under implementation. I keep working on this thing. So how much time I do have? Oh, it's almost okay. So, yeah, so that's it from my side. Please complete the speaker feedback surveys. And I'm sorry about the demo failures. I don't know, it just acted weirdly. So thank you for that. You can download Cortilla from this place. You can find me on this on Twitter, and this is my blog, which you can follow for some updates about this thing. So thank you.